All right. Good morning, everyone. We'll call the meeting to order. Becky, would you do the roll, please?
I sure will. Jim Sheeline.
Here.
Nancy Naylor. Tom Kitson.
Present.
Mike Book.
Here.
Reed Acree.
Here.
Jason Anderson.
Aye.
And Tom Wilson.
And
Are you there,
Tom
Tom?
is with us. Good morning, Thomas. Just as an announcement before we go around the room, we have an empty seat. And unfortunately, that seat's going to stay empty until we get a new person on the committee. Nancy announced to Bob and myself that she is moving back to Atlanta rather quickly. And she won't be with us moving forward. So she will be resigning her seat. And so just want to say publicly, what an addition Nancy was for us. And she did a lot of time, not only with the county board, but also with two state senators. And we'll miss her. I mean, she was a great addition in both areas. So we appreciate her efforts and we wish her all the best and all her family the best. All right. Jeremy, do you got anything for us?
Not than what's outside of the agenda.
All right. Reed.
The only thing I wanted to mention is that we are Whipsley signed off on our audits. Josh, who normally comes here, probably would he have been here today, but he is on paternity leave. He just had his first, I believe. So I believe he
good
will
for
be
him.
coming in next month to discuss the financials, but they're done and no issues. So
Okay. So we'll probably see somebody, next month?
yeah, next month of finance. Yep.
Okay.
They normally come in and just do a little presentation.
Sure.
Walk through the reports, any highlights that they want to bring up. So,
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. Sheriff.
Nothing other than my report.
Florida apparently is not exactly the Golden State, because he left and now he's back. And in your report.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't following what you were.
I was going,
I
you're giving
wasn't
me that
picking up
fast
what you
and
were
I
putting
just
down.
read it.
I thought you were talking third
I got
person.
it.
No, yeah.
Yes.
But that's great to have somebody come back and fully trained and can, fit right back in.
Yep. Hit the ground
Yep.
running. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. No,
Very,
that's great.
very nice.
Okay. I'll back up. Charlie, got anything for us?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. In the back, I seem to recognize some faces, but I can't remember names, guys. So anything for us?
Good morning, everybody. Hello again.
Yeah.
I know I was here Tuesday morning, so I won't belabor the point. My name is Adam Samansky. I'm here with my colleague Anne-Marie Williams. We're representatives of Prairie Brome Solar. We had submitted our special use permit in mid-April, had our zoning hearing officer date at the end of May, and just received our recommendation for approval from the zoning hearing officer. So just here to answer any questions. I'm just here as an opportunity to, learn a little bit more information if you have any questions.
What position are you guys in the queue?
So I can't recite that number off the top of my head. It's a TC2 project. So it's a series of letters and numbers that I frankly do not have memorized. I apologize.
When do you think you'll be under construction?
We anticipate construction in late 2028, early 2029. Is that correct? Yes.
Okay. And just as a reminder for the committee, the size of the project, as I vaguely remember the size, but go ahead.
It's a 180 megawatt project in a northeast corner of Lee County. It's made up of 3 landowners that are all long-time Lee County residents and in fact live in the project footprint, which is pretty unique. So small project compared to, Stewart Creek and some of the other ones around here. But we've been around here for a few years and just wanted to answer any questions that.
Yeah, I'm interested in, is it the location of the site? Can you give me specifics of what farms those are?
Of course, Mr. Ant, it's the same location as it's always been. It's sandwiched from north to south along Alva Road. The eastern perimeter is Stewart Road. That's where our point of interconnection is. That transmission line that you recall runs just northwest of the village of Stewart. And then on the south perimeter by Perry Road and the west perimeter by State Route 251.
So the northern boundary is Elva Road?
It's, Alva Road splits the project down the middle from the northern half and the southern half. There's no road along that northern perimeter there. If you extend it, I think Gerler is out to the west. That would be what the perimeter would be, but there's no public road on the.
So how
on the
far north
perimeter.
does it go of Elva Road?
A couple of parcels, a couple 100 acres. I don't know exactly that mileage. I can look it up for you and send you an email and tell you exactly, or send you a screenshot of the most
Yeah,
recent
that'd
footprint.
be helpful.
Of course.
Thank you.
The footprint and the project details are all also in the application in the narrative, but I can send it to you directly.
And where's the
Mr. Anderson.
substation going to go?
It's just on the northwest corner of Stewart Road and Alva Road.
Okay.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it. Mike, anything for us this morning? Keen, you jumped the gun. Nancy?
I do have one thing I want. Sorry, I didn't make multiple copies, but I want to make you guys aware of a resolution that's going to be on the county board agenda. And I just thought this might be a good time. If anyone had any questions, you could ask me about those today. What you see in front of you is a resolution that's combining a precinct and establishing a polling location. We are taking Brooklyn 1 and Brooklyn 2, combining them into what is now going to be known as Brooklyn Precinct. And the polling location is going to be at St. Mary's Parish Hall in West Brooklyn. The reason behind that is the low turnout of registered voters that go to that polling location, and we don't have enough manpower to man that polling location. So we've had basically one person. And like I said, I have talked to both the village presidents and they're on board, but I thought I would just bring that to you guys in case you had any questions that I could answer them now, before the county board.
Is there a statutory threshold to make those kind of combinations, Nancy?
No.
Or is it just
No.
you make the determination?
Yeah, no, there isn't. And kind of like I was telling in my committee, that's the wave of the future is what's going to happen is you're going to have, all these counties are going to have a lot less polling locations because they don't have the people to man them. And it's, again, safety reasons too. You want to make sure that you have enough people there for the people that come in. And again, it falls back to that, now today, these registered voters have 6 weeks to come here and early vote. Back in the day, it was 2 weeks. The
Right.
state board is required now, it's 6 weeks, so. But yeah, this is just one we have now. I'm seeing something probably down the road in a couple years that will be combining some other polling locations, so that'll just be.
Well, we did that. How many years has it been since South Dixon Township
Yep.
and Marion and all that combined? And that's really, I've never heard any complaints.
No.
And,
No, I
that
mean-
really does cut down on the manpower needs to keep those, especially when it's harder and harder to find election judges. So,
Correct. So that's all I had.
all right, thanks, Nancy. Amy,
Good morning.
good morning.
Very briefly, I just wanted to follow you up with Tyler Technologies. We're still, plugging away with them every day. There's something going on, either behind the scenes or they're here in person. Things are going pretty smooth right now. And we're still on track for first quarter of next year to go live.
First quarter, so it'd be
2020.
December.
No,
No?
next year, 2028.
Oh, okay, calendar.
Yes,
year.
calendar, yes.
Okay, all
So
right, sounds good. Very,
Any questions?
Any questions for Amy on the Tyler conversion?
thank you.
All right, thanks. Sarah and cohort.
The only thing Tracy and I have is just on the agenda. It's just a wellness committee update.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, everybody have a chance to look over the minutes. Any additions, corrections? Hearing none, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes, moved by Kitson, second by Anderson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. And we'll move right into the financial report, and this is also the quarterly report. So everybody, that form, everybody's got that signed. Reed,
Morning, everybody.
take her away.
All right. So I guess the first place I wanted to start would be the cash balances. I know I don't usually start there, but one thing to point out that is new is, if you see towards the bottom of the groups there, we have the E ETSB 911. I've been working with Shelley at 911 to get her financials uploaded into our system so that she no longer has to pay for a QuickBooks license. And then she would also get to utilize some of the additional workflows and services that we have through Cassell. And so we were able to get her fully uploaded in May. And we've got all of her activity for the fiscal year uploaded. So that is new on your cash balances and why there is no balance as of last year, just because we don't have that financial information in there. It's an agency fund. It's not our money. We are the custodian of it. The treasurer is the custodian of it. But I think this is a good thing for us. It makes it easier for financial reporting because we do report ETSB's information in our financial statements. And I think that there's just some good features that we have through Cassell that 911 can now also use. So just wanted to point that out. If we move to the general fund, from an expense standpoint, we are halfway through the year and we have expenses. We've expensed our appropriations at 50%, but we are kind of exactly on our budget. I would say that is probably better than I would have expected at the end of last month, just because May was a 3-pay period month. So, just an extra payroll coming out, and we're still on target. So I would say that is better than expected from the projection at April. I guess any questions on either the cash balances, bringing on 911 or general fund expenditures?
This month's report's always depressing because it's the ebb. So
Sure.
From here, the numbers start looking a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, we're missing out on, property tax revenue, right? We don't start getting disbursements for that until July. Property taxes is the largest single bucket of revenue that we get, right? So, things will start to turn July, August, September when we start getting those disbursements through the treasurer's office. So,
Any questions for Reed on the financials?
well, I'll keep going. I want to just ask if there were any
okay.
questions on either of those. I think the next piece, the tax revenue. I think I mentioned this last month, but if you're looking at our sales tax numbers for May, there was a drop. Not exactly sure necessarily why that is. Could just be timing of how the state got collections. They kind of dropped below where they were last year in a few cases. I do want to point out that we already do have our sales tax numbers in for June, and they are up and above where I would have even projected them. So May is a down month, and then June is a up month. So I assume that was maybe just some timing issues. There were some late collections from the state's side of things, so there wasn't there to disperse out, but then it probably just got dispersed out in June. So I know there's a dip for May, but I still think that we're probably on track with what our estimates were for sales tax.
Yeah, I just eyeballed that and it really looks like that we're
Yeah.
probably right on.
So I have the numbers
Yep.
here, right? So if we're looking at, sorry, I wasn't talking into the mic very well there. For the county sales tax numbers, where it went from 68,000 in April to 58,000 in May, it's up to 83,000 in June.
Wow.
Same thing for like countywide taxes. It was 110 in April, 91 in May, and now it's up to 118 in June. Public safety tax, it was 174 in April, 137 in May, and now up to 187 in June. So my guess is they probably just had one or two rather large retailers that didn't get collections into the state on time as maybe they normally would have, and it just got lumped into the disbursement in June.
But I think if we graph that, you'd see that you come off of the Christmas season and everybody kind of pulls back on their purchases. And so, that's just kind of the normal beta for
And-
sales tax.
And just, yeah, so you guys all know, right? Yes, we're getting the funds in May, but it's for sales that occurred in February.
Right.
So, and obviously February is a short month too, so, right, 3 less days of tax collection.
Right.
I guess any questions on any of the financial reports?
Any questions? Well, the trend, even going down to the landfill, the numbers came back from the landfill on the tonnage. So as long as we keep tracking budget, that's a
Yep.
good thing, and compliments to the department heads to keep us on budget and on track as well. So appreciate that. Any other comments committee wants to make? Hearing none, entertain motion to accept the quarterly financial report, moved by Akery, seconded by Book. Any further discussion on the financials? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Tom. Motion carried. All right, we do not have, thanks, Reed. Appreciate the report. Read 2. We're gonna have to make that differentiation or read 1. All right, since Nancy is not with us, we'll have to find a replacement on the insurance committee. So no report insurance committee today. Oh, you do have a report? Oh, thanks, Tom. I stand corrected.
Insurance, thank you. Insurance committee met on July 9th. And as you know, we're looking into different insurance carriers and looking at the 5-year plan of where we can go. Excuse me. We had a couple gentlemen from Good Circle Insurance Agency came in from Sterling and gave a presentation. They right now have had Whiteside County for 3 to 4 years, insuring them. And they want to, they're gotten our information, we'll start looking at it and see what opportunities are for savings. Other than that, that was most of our meeting. The Wellness Committee is doing well. They've got a good balance in their fund, doing a great job. And I think that's pretty much our meeting unless you guys think of something we're missing.
Okay, Sarah, wellness?
Tracy and I just have a couple highlights about what the Wellness Committee's been doing. On March 18th, we had a lunch and learn, a financial wellness lunch and learn. Sauk Valley Bank came to speak with us about that. We had 18 employees attend. We had 2 lunch and learns, April 8th and April 15th. We did the power of positivity, which is a topic that had been requested for some time. So we had 2 speakers. We had Carla Belzer speak at one. We had Mary Oro speak at another one. And then after they spoke about the impact of positivity and kind of changing your mindset to be more positive, we had a small flower bar set up so that participants could build 2 vases of flowers with a goal of keeping one and giving one away to spread positivity. I think most of the participants gave all of them away. And then after the last one, Tracy and I had several flowers left in vases. So we built those and we just handed those out to departments and individuals as we came across them to spread positivity. So the feedback was excellent. We've already had people ask about when we will offer that again. So that's definitely something that we will offer again. We did trash pickup on April 8th, or excuse me, April 18th, and we had 11 employees assist with that. We've got the biometric dates for 2026, and that will be October 7th and October 14th at the Post House again. Wellness fund balance, we've got $90,575.06 in the account. A majority of that will be used for biometrics. We're working on scheduling another summer lunch and learn. Tracy and I completed the annual wellness report to IPBC that was submitted mid-May. We should know probably the end of summer, early fall, what our award is. And then we also sponsored registration for the Reagan Run 5K. We have 13 registered that will be participating. And then our next meeting will be August 18th at 2 o'clock in the health department. And that's to begin preparing for biometrics.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions for Sarah on Wellness Committee? Yeah, they're always busy over there, getting a lot of good stuff done. So thank you. Okay, administrator report. Read. Jeremy.
This is not,
read on my
this is
mind.
not read 3. over
No,
here.
we're now, no read 3. Sorry.
Too much
that-
hair for that.
Yeah, look at the reads.
That's
Man, good one. I'll keep it for a while. All right. I will say this job is making it go away pretty quickly. Just a few updates. The budgets have been created in my time, or not my time, my viewpoint, as by Read 2, I think we're going with over there. And, so that has been sent out to all the department heads as we continue to start working towards getting everything compiled prior to our budget meetings here that'll start in the coming months. So Reed and I will work with all the department heads going through each and every budget line, hopefully, and getting things as clean as possible before it hits the board, and then we'll start having those discussions. Also, we had a really great email that came through yesterday. I did email the board yesterday afternoon. Congressman LaHood's office did reach out and let us know that the House Appropriations Committee did recently announce that the funding for the Lee County Highway Department, the new facility project, is approved for a funding level of $2 million. So it's phenomenal news. We requested $4 million. I am very pleased with $2 million. This is our third year of applying for community project funding, and to receive the support from the Congressman LaHood's office, as well as the Appropriations Committee, is pretty significant. So next steps for that is it has to get to the floors and pass the legislation, has to move through there. And then the legislation will need to be signed into law when that's timed by the president. So after that, we will have to go through a process of reapplication through the USDA, because that's where the funding is going to be coming from. And then we'll be able to get things kicked off as soon as that process gets done. So I'll know more about that here in the coming months. Side note, the build applications are supposed to be announced towards the end of June as well, which we did apply for also. I'm not, again, holding my breath for that funding, but it was something that we needed to try for, because we, requested $4 million from community project funding and requested $7 million from build. So we can't take both, right? So if build did come through, we would obviously go in that direction. But again, to get the support from the Congressman's office over the last few years has been phenomenal, and we're very much appreciated.
Jeremy,
Yes.
is the build a state funding?
No, that's a federal.
That's federal
That's
as well.
federal through the U.S. Department of Transportation.
And do these come in the form of grants?
They are.
And who among us manages grants?
In what capacity? 'Cause
Well,
there's
in
a
the
handful of
ability
us.
to, once the grant has been awarded, and then there's of course reporting that needs to be done after the grant has been awarded, after the project
Sure,
gets started. Who handles all
There's a
that?
team of us. So when it comes to typically things in the court, service offices or in Charlie's office, we have folks over there that are doing that. And over here is myself and Reed,
Okay.
typically. So, and Reed also looks at pretty much all the financial reporting for all grants as things go through.
And there's a required match
For which?
for the $2 million. Is a
No,
required match?
no. I mean, we obviously in our narrative talked about, we're going to have to take care of the rest of the funds at that point. So the match
Okay.
is way over that.
And have we investigated any state funds that could kind of go
Supplement
along,
that.
supplement the federal funds?
We have, but at this stage, there isn't any, and we've talked to IDOT about a handful of those. Yeah.
So to kind of give a clue on how long a process, and this is a huge deal. I mean, may not be exactly what we wanted, because I think when we first started and talked to the congressman, which I think, wasn't that 4 years ago?
Yeah, we brought
In this room.
the congressman in and had a phenomenal conversation about a lot of different initiatives that we were working on in the county here. And that was one of the priority projects he thought we should work on together.
So, compliments to Jeremy and everybody that was involved in pursuing that. But, this is why sometimes it's very frustrating. We as private citizens, we think things happen so fast. And you want something that gets done. That's not the way it works. That's especially in government. But it's usually a long drawn out process. So you really have to plan out ahead of time and lay that groundwork, which, Jeremy, you've done a great job in doing that and really appreciate it.
Well, thanks.
So-
I mean, that started with, it's a team effort, one, and this conversation started before my time. You guys had been talking about a new highway facility for years.
Yep.
And trying to figure out a pathway to financially be able to make that project happen has been really the hard conversation.
Yep. And really, the guy that initiated it, that brought us all on board is the guy up on the screen. Tom, this is, congratulations to you on your efforts and having the foresight. Appreciate your efforts there as well. So.
Jeremy, are you done with your report?
Yes, sir.
Oh, did you want to talk at all about the enterprise zone meeting we had and the conversation about how LCIDA and the enterprise zone board present to regional boards about economic benefits to projects, and do you want to talk about that?
No, go for it. Yeah.
So at the enterprise zone board meeting, which Jeremy and I attended, this is of course on the heels of all this drama about the data center and people threatening Tom Demmer and so forth. I think what's got to happen is that, and we have to be able to, I think, facilitate this, is the community needs to understand the absolute benefits of economic development projects. The enterprise zone in Lee County has generated probably billions of dollars of capital investment in the county over the years that the enterprise zone has been here. Probably thousands of jobs have been created. And I think there's been very little public information provided about how economic development projects really benefit everyone. There was an example that was given at the meeting about in DeKalb, where there has been all this industrial growth there, on the south side of 88. My understanding is the tax rate in DeKalb, because of all that capital investment and all that economic development, has gone from 11% to 7%. Now, that's a huge savings to the public, huge savings to the taxpayer because of economic development, because of the effort that, like this body does, to get grants, to provide infrastructure, to draw business investment. That information just doesn't get out to the public. And why is it so important? Because of what I think just happened, is there's a lot of people that get onto social media and they don't understand how economic development projects really, really benefit their community. Now, there are always, occasionally, I guess not always, trade-offs. Certain types of industries and businesses, maybe communities don't want for a variety of reasons. I know that back in the day, probably 30 years ago, there was a plan here in Lee County to do a medical incineration project where they're going to incinerate medical supplies. And the community rose up and said, no, we don't want that. And that's fine. Those are the types of things that people understand maybe are not in the best interest of the community or of the county or of the community. But we have to, and I invited and asked Tom Demmer and Andy Shaw, who's who heads up the enterprise zone board, to really put together some data and bring it to the county board, bring it to the school boards, bring it to the city councils and say, listen, here's what economic development has done for our community. Here's the investments that outside dollars are being made. And here's all the new revenue that comes from business development into your community and why you should support it. So I've asked them to consider putting together a report, come to the county board and hopefully the media, and really get into the heart of why economic development projects are important. And to properly vet them through the permitting process like we do in government. But honestly, the public doesn't understand how much the benefits are of these things. And I don't think we do a good job of communicating it. And I'd like to see us do it more.
And I think that goes, a lot of that, because all those kind of things you're talking about, Jason, just like the project, you know, our grant funding and for what we've been talking about, it takes a long time. And you know, there's not, and there's always there's public input in the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And whether, and that's the thing, you know, I see these comments on Facebook that they snuck this in or they did this. That never happens. There's always public, the public is involved and encouraged to weigh in on projects. You pointed out, I remember that project very well, the medical incinerator. I remember thinking at the time, why would we've got we just opened this industrial park and we're going to put basically a class 3 industry in our brand new industrial park. I mean, it made no sense at the time. But the folks that promoted that were looking at that as being just something we could bring in to the new industrial park at the time. And you're exactly right. The community said, no, we're not interested in that. So,
But
you
the
know,
millions and millions of dollars that have been poured into the school systems, the park districts, the government systems for police and fire, all of that new revenue comes not just from raising your taxes, but from offsetting your taxes by investment by business.
Right.
And I don't think we've done a very good job of educating the public on that.
and also on the types of development and what the different impacts
Yes.
are of
Right.
development, because there's different industries bring different impacts.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people will focus on employment as being the holy grail of economic development. That's not always
No.
what you want. And there's reasoning, and that's a discussion to have. And I think you're exactly right. You know, people need to be well informed on what the impacts are and in the process.
But in the public's defense, you know, we've had so many problems down in Springfield, so people have gotten callous. So we do need to get the good word out, you know, but people's guards are up. They think government's corrupt and in some places it is, but I'd like to think that here we're as upfront and transparent as we can
Yep.
be. So,
Yep, we talk about that all the time. So, anyway, nothing else? Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Do have ARPA reporting, but Sarah, you have nothing for us?
I don't have anything, just that Patty and I did the annual report back in April. We did indicate that we're ready to close out and get that closeout report. We did check in May, and I just checked earlier this week. It shows that we're like in line to get that, but it is not live for us to complete yet. We anticipate it should probably be there within the next couple months. But once we have that, then we will be back with an update to let you know.
Very good.
All right,
Thanks, Sarah.
thank you.
As always. The wheels of government grind slowly. We do not have any Josephine Meyer resolutions. Sheriff, any other thing for your report? Anything else going on in your department you want to talk about?
busy weekend. Friday night, we had a fatal accident on I-88. And as they were trying to extricate people, we had traffic stopped. About an hour and a half later, we had another that's probably going to turn into be multiple fatals. A vehicle ran in the back of a semi. So there was a lot of action going on Friday night, early hours of Saturday morning. We had to do a lot of juggling. So if you can, those individuals are still recovering, if they do. So if you keep them in your thoughts and prayers, as well as the first responders.
Very good. Appreciate that. All right, unfinished business. You got in front of you, the budget schedule, hearing schedule. I just want to inform the committee that, trip that my wife and I had been putting together for 5 years. Every year it would get kicked back. We're actually going, so I will be gone, from the 27th through the 9th. So I apologize. I'm going to be, absent for the department head hearings. Reed is taking over as vice chairman of the committee, and he'll be handling the hearings during that time. So trial by fire. There you go. Yeah, he's so excited. But I just wanted everybody to know that I will be absent with leave. So.
Hey, Jim. So based on what you just said, can I have permission to go ahead and publish the social services based on the calendar?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted your permission.
Yep. All right, we don't have any other unfinished business. I have no new business that I am aware of. There's no executive session? Anything else good for the cause? All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn, moved by Kitson, seconded by Anderson. All those in favor signify